So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at what I think is the best vinyl emulation plugin that I've ever come across. And that plugin is called Patina. I think that's how it's pronounced. Patina, that's what I've been calling it, which you can get on the Minta Foundry website. I came across this plugin by someone whose taste in vinyl and true vintage sound I've grown to trust because of how he portrays himself online and the quality of his music. You might have come across him on the internet somewhere, or you might know him, or you might know of his credits. He's done loads of stuff, much more than a sample maker, a true musician. I'm really giving him a big up now, but Alhug has put this plugin together. I'm sure he's collaborated with people, I'm not sure of all the details, but in my mind it's an Alhug plugin. And it's a vinyl emulation plugin, and obviously there's a lot of this stuff around. This is not necessarily anything new in concept. I know a lot of us have grown to sort of like have RC20 as part of our just portfolio of go-to plugins when it comes to trying to give something that old, authentic, old, I don't know even how to explain it, just that worn feeling, I guess. And so it's a very unique plugin in itself. But this one really hones in on the vinyl sound, and all the details are there, and there's just extra things that aren't usually there. Obviously, we've all seen like the wow and the flutter stuff, and sort of like the filter overlays and the crackle that's built in, and all these things are great, and all these things have worked up until now, but I really think that this one has taken into consideration stuff that only someone who really truly appreciates the qualities and the sort of nuanced stuff that comes with vinyl, which isn't me. I've got very minimal experience even touching a vinyl. Like, I don't own any, barely been around it. But when you hear something that has been created on vinyl, I don't know, there's just a feeling there. And trying to emulate that without having to do the impossible of basically getting a song pressed to vinyl and sent back to record back in just one vinyl. I don't even know if anyone does that. I wouldn't even know. But yeah, I think this is a plugin that I'm not sure how widespread it'll be yet because it's just come out, but it's one that I think people need to be put onto. They need to go and support this brand, the Minta Foundry, as well, because they just make really amazing stuff if you're looking for stuff that has that sort of genuine vintage sound, and just some really good musicality, and just high taste is another thing I would say. You know, it's a high taste company, which is important when you're wanting sort of premium sounds. I'll put a link in the description of where you can go and buy it. I've got no affiliation, no benefit in it for me, but I just think this is a really good tool, and I wanted to share how it works and just give it a little demonstration. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to apply it to some audio really, and I might, you know, some ideas might come to me while I've got the session loaded up as well. I'm just planning on doing a really kind of informal and chill review, I guess it would be. I do think this is the best one out there. From other ones I've used, there might be more, but this just gives you it lets you really zone in on that idea. It's not just about making it sound old, it's about making it sound like it's on a vinyl. And some of the stuff that is less desirable is included as well. And I'll show you that when I get on there. But anyway, I'm gonna jump on the computer and let's just look at some stuff. Right, so here's the plugin. Firstly, I think it looks amazing. They've done a really good job with that. And it's just like, I don't know, it just looks like how the plugin sounds. I think they've done a good job of that. And everything's kind of like, as much as it's busy and it's like quite a lot going on, it's quite well labeled, and it doesn't take you long to realize, oh, that's something to change, that's something to change. And I do think that, you know, it's better that it's interesting. I prefer it when a company shows a bit of creative flair when it comes to sort of how they present their tools. So I just think this is really good. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to find something really simple, like a clean guitar loop. Let's just see what comes up. There must be something. Okay, let's just do that because it's just no frills. So first, let's just have a quick look around the plugin. So there's the output up there. There is these mastering houses, which I don't even know really what that's doing. That just slightly changes sort of the state of the sound. I don't know actually. There would probably be some information on that, but they're not like presets by the traditional sense anyway. I think that's that's nice. I didn't know that. That's an on-off situation, so you can A/B it if you want to do it within the plugin. So there's a drive up at the left, output on the right. So a lot of these things, like I said in the intro, I'm not a big sort of like vinyl expert. That doesn't really make sense what I'm trying to say. I'm not a vinyl expert. A lot of these things are terms that I'm not even that familiar with. So like the groove position, I just figured you would put the vinyl in the groove and just start it, but there's an inner and outer position. So that'll affect the sound in some different way. Vinyl age, that's kind of self-explanatory. What they've tried to do there, I'm not sure what's going on in the background. Vinyl compression, again, It's not like you've got control over the compression. This is just something that they've decided, this is how we want this to sound. And maybe that's the type of thing where when you're clicking through these different mastering house sort of presets, you're going to get slightly varied variants of the sound. But we'll have a little look through that. Rumble. Now this is one that is an interesting one because a lot of the time we want to get rid of rumble in sounds, whereas when you're trying to make something feel authentic, you want that uncomfortable low sub, because it's quite a nice sound when it's made use of and when it's like texturally appropriate, I guess. Got crackle, you've got a whole different selection of crackles in there, and there's a crackle randomization thing which I guess just moves around the sample differently. It's the type of thing that's hard to really analyze and be like, oh, that's doing that. It's just going to give you variation. Width of the crackle, resonance of the crackle, volume of the crackle, and then filter of the crackle. So we all know crackle's an important one. Crackle impact, again, not really sure what that even means, but we'll just have to explore how it sounds. It seems like when it's down, it's off, and that's a percentage of how much you're bringing it in, so that's interesting. So RIAA, Raya, I don't know if there's a way to say it or anything. I'm not really sure what that does. I think it's some sort of equalization thing, because vinyls are really, well, it's a very physical medium. Like, I know they all are tape and everything, but vinyl's like a big thing that you can just bend and that'll change it. So I don't know what that means, but we'll see what it sounds like. Vinyl warp, this is meant to sort of emulate over time if a vinyl is old or has been in different environments, you know, it'll warp physically, which will change how the needle like grooves over it. So you might get, that's where you get that warble and stuff. And vinyl drift, again, similar type of thing. Just how you get some of those more well-known vinyl artifacts, but I just think this demonstrates it in a good way. Kind of gets you to understand it a little bit more. Just does a really good job of making it feel authentic. Oh, this is the RAA character. So this is almost like an EQ, which would match what I said earlier, I guess. So that's how that works. It kind of changes the tone of it. So this is the ghost echo section, which is interesting because ghost echo, it's something that goes on when the vinyl's being cut, I believe, or maybe it happens over time, but it's where there's a really quiet version of what's about to happen or a really quiet repeat of what's just happened. It's a subtle sound. It's not like a slap delay or whatever, but it is kind of doing that just in a really like subtle kind of way. I don't honestly know how exactly it works, but it's just, I'm only bothered about the end product, and I'm actually only bothered about not having to know that much so that I can just judge things with my ears when I'm turning things. But the way this plugin is presented, I think already you can see like it's way more like in depth about intricacies of how like unpredictable and how variable vinyl can actually be. It's not just a case of put some crackle on it, which I'm guilty of. I do it all the time and I'll do it again, but having this there as an option to go deeper is great. So this is something I've never seen before on a vinyl emulation plugin. The inner groove distortion, don't know what that is. It's a form of distortion, as it says. Worn stylus, that is, again, it's going to colour the sound. It's going to emulate how a worn stylus would affect the sound. So it's something I wouldn't necessarily know how to emulate because I don't know what a worn stylus does to the sound. Stylus pinch, not a clue. Stylus resonance, I know what resonance is, so I'm guessing it's gonna be something resonant, I don't know. And then there's a stereo field thing, which I've not played with much, but I'm guessing, you know, as always. And then there's your presets down there, which we can have a little look at, but I wanna actually explore the plugin. So let me just play this loop, and I'm just gonna turn some stuff, and if I find anything interesting as I'm doing it, I'll just interrupt myself. So at the minute, that's not doing a lot. Let's go. Hard to know what that's doing to the sound, but seems to be shifting it slightly. It seems to be bringing out more crackle. Maybe that's wrong. So by just whacking that up to 100 to see how it sounds. Again, it doesn't let you go overboard, but it's probably more than you would need for most things at 100. But then that's what I like about this, is it's subtle. It's not giving you the option to go too crazy. There are some places you can go a bit more crazy, but you're losing some of the top end. You're getting a bit of just distorted moments. Just a dirtier sound generally. Build our sound with a little bit of warmness. Out there. So vinyl compression, that's just like just squashing it really. I think like there-ish is where it's sounding the best. So rumble, you probably won't be able to tell this on a phone, but if you've got headphones or you're on speakers, you'll be able to hear how it, like, something starts going on in the bottom end. Especially if I filter the sample first. It just reproduces that low rumbly sound you get when a vinyl's running, which, you know, can be pleasant, especially if something's more exposed. Pull that back. I want to filter it a little bit actually from now. So crackle, volume, filter. So obviously the width of it. No crackle. You can listen to just the crackle. Go through the different ones. That's a bit brighter. That one's really noisy. Really nice sounds. Widen it a bit. Crackle impact. Not sure what that's doing. Oh. So when that's really boosted, it starts to like almost duck the audio, so it's really affecting the audio. It makes sense. The crackle's kind of almost feels like it's side chaining or something, so it's just affecting the audio more than just sitting on top of it. It's like interacting with the audio, which is cool. I want to bring that crackle down. That was too crackly for me. I need something like a couple before. Yeah, like something more like that, hissing. I can't hear a difference there, but maybe I need to boost this first. This is the RIAA mismatch. I don't know how to say that. Obviously it's doing a lot to the sound, and it's just tone shaping really. Feels like it's bringing out a bunch of the mids. I guess mismatch almost feels like that's doing it to the lower mids and this one's doing it to the upper mids. For this song. So for this I feel like it's just a bit better on the higher mids. I don't even know if that's what it's doing, but that sounds better for this. Vinyl warp. As you would expect, it's just getting all wobbly, that's too much, but that's at the 100%. And for certain moments in a breakdown or a little thing in intro in a song could be cool. I like a little bit. Vinyl drift. It's more pitch based. More drastic. Again, if I was going to have that, probably just a little bit. Again, really like how the graphics show you what's going on. Very nice. Ghost echo. That's cool. That's so subtle, and it kind of allows you to get that effect without having to know even what's going on. I have a loose idea. It's something to do with how it's printed and how it gives you a little bit of it before it starts or whatever, but it's really nice for just adding character. Inner groove distortion, don't know. I was expecting distortion. But you can push it quite hard, which is nice. It's nice to have something in there where you could get that for certain sounds, but in what we're trying to do here, I would say about there. Worn stylus. more distortion. That was kind of what I was expecting. I'm sure it's based on a different ethos. Oh, stylus pinch, that's like some sort of tonal positioning situation. But see, for this, I actually think that this guitar loop's too like bottom heavy. So for what even made me click this when thinking of sort of vinyl emulation, I was hoping to sort of bring out a bit more brightness. That sits more where I imagine it would sit in a track. Stylus resonance. Yeah, so that's affecting wherever this is placed on the frequency spectrum. This is kind of boosting it. So that's cool. Stereo field. Let's see how this works. Go fully mono. Open it out. It's not too much, not too crazy. I'm not on mono, am I? No. So yeah, that's not like too drastic, but again, that's kind of what this plugin's all about. And now if I A/B that with the original. So you can see this is just giving it loads of vibe. I just chuck any old drum loop in there. So you can see it's definitely like sitting in a nicer place. I've just chucked that drum loop in there just to see how it would sit with another instrument, really, like just without having to then build out a full track. So God knows what the drum loop is, but it really depends what you would want to be going for, but I think that sits more in a place where then you can add your bass, you can build around it, and you could always tweak it, or then just go and work with EQ afterwards, but it just gives it more life and lets have something more about it, and lets you feel like you haven't got to layer and layer and layer loads of stuff to get something a bit more interesting. That's how I find stuff like this tends to impact the work. So that really breaks the plugin down. Hopefully you've seen kind of enough just from doing that. I know I've only done it to one thing. So now I'm just going to do some quick fire examples. I'm going to chuck just some random stuff in, like a bass, go through some presets, throw a drum loop in, go through some presets, just so you can hear it in a few different contexts. Maybe a vocal. I'm just going to be using like random samples that I've got. I'm not going to record my own vocal. That's not the point in this video. But yeah, I'm just going to do that now. So yeah, we'll just do some quick fire sample chopping and see how it affects it, just to get an idea of where you can go with this plugin. That one's really cool because it's really making a lot of use of the ghost echo. See, I bet that preset would work really well on a vocal. So let's just hear it on a random splice vocal.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Header of the game, I don't play that fact. I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Header of the game, I don't play that fact.
Yeah, that's a cool preset. Living room player. Now I'm going to try it on some bass. So final thoughts on the plugin for me. That's given me a really good chance to have a really focused dig around it as well. I agree with what I said at the beginning. That has to be the best vinyl emulation plugin. It just gives you so much options and so much freedom in just manipulating the sound and keeping it subtle, which is so important. As I've learned, as I've done this stuff for longer, like the subtle stuff all adds up over time. It's nothing new. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more to say. It kind of spoke for itself, I feel. I would recommend this. Without a doubt, I recommend this. I'll be using this all the time. That's going to become a staple plugin for me for when I'm looking to make something sound old. I just think it does it, and it really does seem to strip a lot of that digitaliness away. I don't know what they've done, but I just trust, like I say, in Al's taste and how he's demonstrated over the years that he really knows his stuff and that he's got a real consistent level of doing it. He's not just buying stuff and kind of winging it. He truly is passionate about these older mediums, and I don't think there was anyone who I would have rather come out with a plugin to do this. So yeah, I think that's an exciting one. If this is the type of plugin you feel like you could benefit from, like I say, go support it. It's not crazy money. I forget how much it is. I'm sure it's like $40. That might have been an intro price. I'm not even sure. Fully worth it to me. So yeah, hopefully I can keep putting you onto some more of these kind of plugins that I come across. There's been a bunch of stuff recently that I think has been a good addition to the selection that I've got. I mean, I own a stupid amount of plugins now. A lot of them I'll use for a little bit and then won't use, but then, you know, you always go back to them when you need a bit of fresh inspiration, or when you happen to open something again and you're like, I forgot about this one. But there's stuff that I've got over time that's been really good at certain things, but I don't feel like it's something you hear about too often, because you've always got your big ones. You've got your Serum, you've got your Omnisphere, you've got Addictive Drums and things like that. But there's a lot of like independent or smaller companies pulling together some really interesting tools. And if you're like me, if you're doing it every day, obviously I do this for work, sometimes a brief will come in where it needs to sound a certain way, and I need that to be able to get that vinyl sound. I need to be able to get as close to that as I can without the mess around of actually doing it. If I'm working on my own projects, you know, that's where I get a bit more indulgent in things like that. That's when I might run things out to tape. That's when I might send stuff elsewhere to be processed and things like that. But for a lot of my day-to-day work, the things that, you know, pay the bills and keep me creating every day, keep giving me reason to create, they need all kinds of different creative approaches, whether it's trailer stuff, whether it's sync, add music stuff, which can vary so much, library stuff that can vary again so much. One day I might be working on like an indie rock song, the next day I might be working on some hybrid hip-hop cinematic thing, and then it might be some crime, thriller, drama type, 2-minute long, just evolving piece. So it's led me down a lot of different paths when it comes to sounds and sound selection. So this channel's not just gonna lock in on one genre. That's not what the niche is. Like, just to go off on a little mini rant at the end before I wrap up, like, you see things about YouTube and everyone's like, pick a niche, pick a niche. Well, my niche is really that how I make music, and I make a living making music. It's not just self-indulgent, but what brings me work is quite diverse and not being too niche. I sort of have a niche in the sense that like people definitely know to come to me if it's something that needs to sound big and have like a big bottom end and like be hip hop influenced, because that's where I've spent so much focus for the last sort of decade, probably a bit longer. But all the while I've kind of got my root foundation in being in bands and punk music to indie music to rock music, and always been a consistent stream of like pop music forever. Like, I've always been a pop music fan. So all these things kind of have all bled into one at this point. So rather than picking a hip hop niche or a how to make beats niche or how to make an indie song niche, I kind of want to cover it all, because in my world they cross and blend so often that I feel like it's useful for anyone who's looking to maybe be a more diverse producer and not just get stuck in a style that you've practiced for so long, because really you can translate those skills and learn from other genres and bring it in, and then all of a sudden you create your own sonic soundscape for when you're making your own music, which is something I've been doing more of this year. And I've actually finally got a project that I want to put out. I've got a couple of projects that I want to put out. I want to put a beat-led project, and then I want to put like a project that is really just songs, and I've let myself write some songs, produce it as I would, just kind of go with what my influences over the last 20 years have fed into me. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and I'm sure I'll show more of that as I'm developing that. But the music's, you know, 4 or 5 tracks for that are done now. I just don't have a name for it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to put it out. But I've really enjoyed the process, and I think I need to do it. So, little rant tangent there. Back to the meaning of this video. Al's plugin, Minta Foundry, Patina. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but what does it matter? It sounds like it's spelt. This is a plugin that I, without a doubt, recommend. Like, super sick. That's gonna do the job every time. I don't know who's gonna top that plugin when it comes to vinyl emulation. So I hope that one rises up and that becomes something that everyone has installed on the computer when they're working on stuff, because that is like a super go-to plugin now. So if you've made it this far into the video, thank you. Glad you kind of stuck around. And I've said it a million times, but I'm gonna do more of this now. Like, I'm at a point where I have enough time. I can manage my time in a way where this needs to get some attention from me, because it's the thing that I'm comfortable with. I've done it forever, and I love connecting with people online, honestly. Like, that's been such a game-changing thing for my whole career. Like, I feel ridiculous. I feel stupid that I've not applied that to YouTube. It's so much more suited to me. Like, I have YouTube on all the time when I'm doing stuff. Like, sometimes I'm just listening to it and it's just in the background, but I'm just getting this constant like stream of ideas from a lot of creative people out there, and I want to be part of that pool. I want to contribute to that. So hopefully you come back for some of the future videos. Not sure what they're going to be yet. I've got some lined up, but if you have any things that you'd like to see, just write it in a comment. If you like this video, obviously follow, subscribe, blah 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 blah. You know all the things to do. Everyone tells you to on every video. Just do that for me. I don't want to beg for it. It is what it is. If you like it, let's get connected. At some point I want to build the community out more. I haven't set all that up yet. I haven't set up a Patreon yet. I haven't created a store yet. I haven't done all that yet. At the minute, I just really want to get going and just start connecting, you know, with people. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.